Now for the show that's truly too hot to handle. It's The Melting Pat, and it starts right now.
You're listening to The Melting Pat. Here's your host, Pat Johnson.
Well, thank you, Jerome. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show, The Melting Pat. And we are, I was ready to say, we're all by our lonesome today. But we're always by ourselves. Almost. But yeah, today was supposed to be our big WrestleMania preview show with our friend Matt Shaw. But scheduling did not work for us, so I did it myself. I just finished recording it. It is 9:32 a.m. on Friday, and I just finished recording the show. It's going to be unedited. All of this is actually going to be unedited. I'm just going to level out the audio, and we're going to post it, and that's going to be that. So, dictated but not read. Good morning, WrestleMania. However I'm going to title this episode. Yeah, scheduling didn't work, and I don't have time to go and do the things. So you're getting a raw version of the show for maybe the second time ever. How's that? All right. Elsewhere, though, we do have one other thing to share with you. There we go. That is the captain giving us an update on the Flyers, the last Flyers update of the season. And so we'll do that first, and then we'll do WrestleMania, and then that's that, because we already did the thing. Okay? Great. Hope you're having a lovely day. If you don't like wrestling, then this episode is not for you. And if you don't like the Flyers, then this episode is also not for you. But you should like the captain. Even though the Flyers season has not gone very well, I want to thank the captain for putting in the work and for another wonderful season of updates. Even if the hockey wasn't always wonderful, the captain's updates of it always were. So thank you, my friend, for putting in the work. I know it's tough doing things with job and kids and other adult responsibilities, but you never wavered. You always sent it to me just in the nick of time, and that's not fair. He sent it early, and I just put it up late, so I got to it late. So anyway, that is on tap for today. Flyers update, WrestleMania preview, all by my lonesome, and we'll also hear from a couple of fans. Matt Shaw did send in a voice memo, so we will hear that after my picks, and then Josh sent one as well. I know I'm repeating myself because I already did this, so you're going to hear this again later, but I already did it. So anyway, there we go. Hope you're having a lovely day. Stay dry, stay cool, stay warm, stay wet, whatever you enjoy, whatever condition you enjoy your body to be in. I hope that you can do that this weekend. Okay? All right. Also, don't adjust your calendar. It is Friday. I'm just throwing this right up. Unedited. There you go. Okay? So, let us, for the last time this season, turn it over to the captain to hear about the Fly Guys. Good sir, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Hey, Flyers fans. Mark back at you, giving another Flyers update. Yeah! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, this will be your last Flyers update for the 2024-2025 season. Your Philadelphia Flyers wrapped up the season with the fourth worst record in the league. However, that presents an opportunity in this year's draft, the upcoming lottery, to see where they will actually pick for their actual pick, because they have a lot of other picks. They have plenty of other trades that they have made. They have picks. They have a lot of good talent at the top of this year's draft. So let's take a look at just the overall season. The Flyers came in not really knowing what the season was going to be all about. They have a bunch of young guys. They started off with John Tortorella, really trying to rebuild this team. Danny Briere, Jonesy, they have a whole new lead of the head of the organization, new general manager, new president of operations. The Flyers, we just didn't know what they were going to be. Now, they stumbled. A lot of the same things that have plagued them over the years happen again. Goaltending woes continue. The Flyers honestly have a really, really talented team. They showed it. Matvei Michkov is the bright spot. Tyson Forster came on strong at the end of the season. They have a lot of pieces, a lot of young talent that can bring this team and propel them forward. But goaltending, need to find out if Sam Erson's going to be the future of this team. We had Ivan Fedotov come up. We had Kolosov come up. These guys, either they're not ready or they're just too young to pull it all together. They need more experience. But Sam Urson, if he can be the Flyers goaltender that we hope he can be, the Flyers are going to be a really, really good spot after drafting in this year's draft. So let's hope that they can get a high pick. The Flyers sitting at the 4th worst record. They have a chance at the 1st or 2nd overall pick. They have a 9.5% chance, to be precise, to get the 1st or 2nd overall pick. So the draft lottery, the date hasn't been set. It's going to be sometime in early May. It's usually towards the end, like right at the end of the playoffs. The NHL probably targeting somewhere in that first week of May. So we will find out. And then the Flyers hopefully can get up there. Now, I can't remember the last time the Flyers have had a 1st overall pick. They've had the 2nd overall pick a few times, and that hasn't quite worked out for them. So let's hope that they can make it happen. So I'm excited. Danny Briere has done the best that he can do with this roster. We're going to find out in the offseason who the head coach is going to be. Is it going to be Brad Shaw? We're going to have somebody else that's going to come in and continue building this team into what we hope is a perennial Stanley Cup finalist and winner that we can be proud of to bring hockey back to Philadelphia. So guys, it has been really, really fun this year. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the updates. I'm going to keep bringing it for you as long as Pat lets me. So guys, that's it for me here inside the Melting Pat, and back to Pat.
And there you have it. Once again, thank you, my friend, for another wonderful season of Flyers updates. That's your 9th year doing this, right? It would have been 2016, right? Or did he start? No, did we start with the show? Have I been doing the Flyers updates every year on the show? I think so, because it was only supposed to go one season. And then the thing was, he was going to do updates every week and then come to my house or my apartment at the time and record one like with me in real life. And then that was going to be it. And then that didn't work out. Scheduling is tough. And we were both having so much fun putting these together that we just decided to keep going. And so, yeah, I think it would have been because, I started September. Hockey season starts usually end of September, early October, or end of October. And then, so we've been doing it every year. So that's, the 10th year of the captain? Does that make sense? Anyway, do the numbers match? I don't know. But thank you, my friend. We'll talk in 6 months. Not that we won't anyway. More Flyers in 6 months. Hopefully by then they will be on a better path. I think they're going to get there. But we shall see. And we'll hear it from the captain as the season, as we get there with the season. All right. Thank you, my friend, for all your work. And that's it for me. Well, I mean, I already did. The rest of the show is coming. But could you imagine if that's all I did this week was just put up a Flyers update and then it's around it is like 5 minutes of me just doing this. And then like, all right, see ya. And the episode's 7 minutes long. Could you imagine? Editing would be so much easier. Anyway, there you go. That's it for this me. And in a moment, you'll hear me doing WrestleMania. All right. Again, I'm disappointed that Matt Shaw could not join us this year, but I think we did okay. And we'll hear from Matt later. So he's there virtually. That's not the right word, but he's not, we're not talking right at each other. So Matt Shaw is like the captain, where he sends it in and I make it happen. All right. Nothing? No? All right, Pat, just take the break and do the thing. All right. We'll be right back with a WrestleMania 41 preview by me.
Into the cover, hooks the leg, the streak is over.
Yes, that is true. Unfortunately, the streak is over. In the traditional sense, because we will be hearing from Matt Shaw in a moment. The scheduling just did not work this year. I'm really disappointed, but life happens, and I feel like, as Matt will say, 9 in a row is quite impressive, especially considering, work, adult things, kid stuff, things of that nature. It's tough to schedule stuff, and it sucks. But we're here. WrestleMania is upon us, and this card is interesting. Again, we're going to hear from Matt in a moment. He did send me a voice memo, so thank you, my friend, for that. We got one more, and then I think we got one other person whose picks either I'm going to read or I'm going to make a bot do it because they didn't follow directions. So there you go. By the way, it's 8:40 a.m. on Friday, And because again, the first plan, obviously, was Matt Shaw returns. We previewed the card. It's going to be great. And then he couldn't do it, which again is very sad. But thank you for sending me the voice memo. And then the second plan was that my smoking hot wife comes down after the kid goes to bed, and we preview the card together. And then he didn't go to bed until 11 o'clock every night this week. So I was like, all right, well, can't do that. And like maybe we could have, but then we're going to bed midnight, and then he wakes up, and it would have been a whole thing. And so, and this week, like the timing for this could not have been worse because like the kid was on spring break, so he's home. And so that means the missus is home, and then she had stuff to do, so I was up with the kid, and it just like timing just didn't work this year for any of us, really. For all 4 of us, just did not work out, and it happens. Sometimes life just gets in the way of doing the show, and so that's why I wanted to do this. And I thought, what better way to lighten the load on me and give you a bit of variety than to ask people to send voice memos. And we got a couple, which is good. And then I thought, why don't I just do it solo? Well, Tash should do the show solo. That's a joke for one of you. And I thought, why don't I just run through myself and do the card? And I don't know if this is going to be the whole show. I don't know if I'm going to make this a segment on the existing episode that I recorded on Thursday. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We're figuring that out on the fly. Again, it's like 8:40 in the morning. And I am, I don't know, man. It's Friday. We got stuff. Like I said, I did record an episode. So if this goes up, hold on 1 second. I've gotten 3 phone calls today already. It's not even 9 o'clock. Where was I? Oh, why don't I just run through the card myself? And again, I don't know if I just said that I don't know if I'll make it a full episode. We'll see how long it takes to do this. Although if I keep getting interrupted, I might not be able to do this at all. Pat, how dare your job make you do things? I know. And isn't that ridiculous? It's WrestleMania weekend. What the hell are we doing? So anyway, 2 nights once again. And, people complain about this. They're like, oh man, 2 nights, so many matches. But listen, remember what we had before when it was like 9 hours because they still had the same number of matches because at some point they decided that WrestleMania wasn't the best of the best throughout the year or whatever, wasn't the best of the best on the card. It was, how can we get everyone on the card? That was it for years. That's what WrestleMania was before COVID forced them into doing something else. And now that they get double the gate, double the concessions, double the merch, double the pay-per-view buys if people still buy the pay-per-views, they're not going back because it's about money, right? So they're not going to go back. And I, for one, love the 2-night WrestleMania because it's much better to watch 2 4-hour shows than 1 8 or 9 hour show because we did that for a while and it was a lot. And so I do wish, though, that, if they did go back to 1 night, then they would have to pare down the card and say, okay, instead of 12 matches, then you get 9. And then they all get enough time to breathe and enough time to do all their stuff and enough time to tell the story. But they're not going to do that because they already started this. Let's get everyone on the card. It's WrestleMania. Let's get everybody the payday, which, hey, listen, getting more people that WrestleMania payday, I have no problem with that. But doing it this way makes that more digestible as a fan. So, night 1 on Saturday. I'm putting this up on Friday, by the way. So, night 1, tomorrow, we have the World Tag Team Championship. The War Raiders are the champions defending against the New Day. And the one thing that the New Day's been around a long time. And so, yes, they do deserve a spot at WrestleMania. And the War Raiders, I could take them or leave them. But I feel like this match was made a week ago, and there's not a lot of build here. But, who knows? I mean, a couple of people, as we're going to hear, have predicted that Big E makes a return either for or against New Day. I think we actually got both on the pick scale. There is that Big E is either going to help or hinder New Day's chances of winning. So there you go with that. Give me what do I think? Because that turn was a pretty big deal when they dumped Big E from the New Day. So I would think he would not come back and help them unless they're turning again. Man, fresh paint of coat. Oh, geez. Give me the New Day winning with Big E's help. There we go. How's that? Does that work? All right, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. And, people think it's Chad Gable under the mask. If you don't know, Chad Gable's story was, I'm having a tough time beating luchadors, so I'm taking a sabbatical, and I'm going to learn how to beat luchadors. And then this masked man, who looks a lot like Chad Gable, started showing up on TV. And so now, of course, what better way to prove that you can beat luchadors than A, being a luchador, and B, having a match against maybe the greatest of all time, or the greatest current luchador, whatever they say. Rey Mysterio is fantastic. Chad Gable is also fantastic, and this newcomer, El Grande Americano, is also wonderful. So I think this match is going to be great. I think Rey wins, and we find out finally who's under the mask. So there you go. That's I like that. I like it. It's a fun little, there was a video package a few weeks ago all about El Grande Americano, and it was so funny. It was completely just, he started wrestling in 1934 or something like that. It was so funny, and he was calling it the Gulf of America even back then. It was so dumb. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi, and Naomi, she was, the baby face, and then turned after it was revealed. The whole angle was Jade Cargill was ambushed and then taken out for a while, and it was Naomi who did it. And the video packages we're seeing for Naomi, this new character for Naomi has been so interesting and so much fun, and just she's completely just gone off the deep end, and I love it. And is she going to win? That's a good question. I mean, you have, the big return match for Jade, but Naomi, I don't know, man. I like Naomi too much to pick against her right now. So I'm going Naomi, even though the betting may be swinging the other way. Give me Naomi. I'm sorry, I sound tired because, again, it's, 8-something in the morning. But this is the only time I have to record because I still got to edit this and put it up. So there you go. We have a United States Championship match. LA Knight against Jacob Fatu defending, or LA Knight is the champion. And I love Jacob Fatu. And I feel like this is his push to being a single star because he's kind of breaking with Solo Sikoa and that faction of the bloodline. And nothing against LA Knight, but I think he's doing the job, as they say. I think LA Knight's going to lose this because I think this is Jacob Fatu's, the beginning of his rise as a single star. That guy's incredible. LA Knight's also incredible, but I think Jacob Fatu is going to win this. And I don't know what happens with LA Knight afterward, but I think this is the start of Jacob Fatu as a singles guy. So there you go. We have a women's championship match. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I guess smart money's on Charlotte, right? I've been tired of, Matt and I have talked about this over the years. I've been tired of Charlotte Flair for years. She comes back, she leaves for a while, comes back, gets a title shot, rinse, repeat. The character never really changes. Her promos are uninspired. Her matches are whatever. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's never been, I don't know, not never, but I've been tired of Charlotte Flair for a while. So I want Tiffany to win. I don't think she will. I think they're always, giving moments, right? And I don't know, man. I think the more of the moment is Tiffany Stratton cementing herself. I think that's it for me. They want to give the Charlotte moment, another WrestleMania moment in the cap of Charlotte Flair, right? But maybe the moment is Tiffany Stratton finally overcoming the biggest name, right? Maybe? No? All right. Optimism. Thy name is Pat. We also have a World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther defending against main event Jey Uso. And, if Matt and I had recorded the show this week, we would have said something like, man, this match for weeks was kind of cold, nothing to it. And then they really started ramping up in the last couple of weeks. And now I'm more excited. It's not going to close the show. It might open. I think it's going to be fun. I think, I'm kind of bummed about Gunther in that his title reign it's been missing something. And I don't know exactly what that is, but it's been missing that, I don't know what. It's like a spark or an oomph, right? It's been missing a thing. And I just feel like he's going to, Jay's going to go over here. Jay's going to win. And it's going to be a good moment. But then Gunther's like, all right, now what? What do you do? I mean, Gunther's a guy, he's got the benefit of size and the benefit of credibility where you can put him back in the hunt for anything and it's believable because that guy's really good. But I think the moment here is for Jey Uso. And if they don't, I'm really interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see where Jey Uso goes, and then what's next for Gunther if he's still defending the championship. Because he needs a landmark win, I think. Maybe that's it. He hasn't like beaten a big name, but he's still been carrying it and he's still been good with it. But it's I don't know. It's just like a step below where it could be right now. So who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. Where they take it, if they take it somewhere, maybe they wrestle for 20 seconds and Jay wins on a random roll up and we don't see Gunther for 6 months. Who knows? That's not ideal, but who knows? Stranger things certainly have happened. And I believe this is the main event, a triple threat. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman's in the corner of CM Punk, right? And so that's an interesting wrinkle. And I just like, there's a lot of star power here. And so I think that brings a lot to this match. And there's history with all of these, with all these guys, right? Roman and Seth used to be tag team partners. They've also feuded. Seth Rollins and CM Punk, I think, really don't like each other. And Punk and Reigns have feuded over the years. And so we have that. And Paul Heyman being inserted into this, or not being inserted, but being a part of this is also a big deal. So, who goes over, man? Do you put Seth over? Is Seth the guy who takes the win? Then you have a Punk Reigns feud? Or, because what do you do with the winner, right? What do you do with, does the winner go on for the world championship? Is that it? Like, does the winner go to a program with Jey Uso in the spring and you know, maybe towards SummerSlam? Or, I don't know. Because then what do the other guys do? Like, it's like, okay, say whoever the winner is, say Seth Rollins wins. So then he's the next guy for Jey Uso, or he's the SummerSlam guy for Jey Uso. Then what do you do in the meantime? And then Punk and Reigns have a feud of their own. Maybe that's it. Maybe Punk and Reigns feud over Paul Heyman. Is that a thing? Is that anything? I don't know, man. Give me Seth Rollins. I don't know why. I have no logic there, but there you go. That's night one. You know what? I'm going to make an executive decision. We are going to make this the entire show. This is going to sound ridiculous. It's going to sound not so great, but we're going to make this a solo WrestleMania preview show. It's going to be the whole episode for this week. So there you go. That is night one of WrestleMania 41. We will take a quick break, and then because I got to go get a drink and answer a thing, we'll take a break. It'll be a second and a half. Well, however long the bumper is. And we'll be right back to talk night two.
Hey, this is Dave Houligard from 12 Days in June, and you're listening to The Melting Pat. Now sit back and crap open a cold one.
There we go. We're back. Thank you, Dave. Enjoy the show. Enjoy whatever else you have going on. Actually, I think 12 Days in June's got some Jesus Christ. I think 12 Days in June has some new music coming soon. So maybe we should have Dave on the show. Dave, do you listen? Hey, shh, hey, psst, psst, psst. Hey, Dave, do you listen to the show? If you do, you should come on the show, and we should talk about your music. Does that sound fun? Okay, all right. Okay, shh, okay, don't tell anybody. Shh, okay. All right, we're back. Okay, whoa. Wow, glad we got that out of the way. You didn't hear that, right? Great. All right, the whisper method works. Okay. Man, if people hate whispering, they're going to not be happy with that. Sorry. Anyway, WrestleMania Night 2, Sunday, April 20th. Happy Easter and other things that you do on 420. And come on, Pat. Oh, boo. I know. Yep, there's the boo. Boo that man. Yeah, that was bad. I know. All right, so we have a women's tag team championship match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And Lyra Valkyria is the women's something champion. And Bayley, I feel like this is... So Bayley and Lyra have had kind of a thing where I guess Bayley Bayley defeated Lyra in a match, and Lyra wants a rematch to prove she can beat her and all that. And so I guess they have some history. I don't know. Do Liv and Bayley and Raquel, do they all have history here? I don't even know, man. I don't know. I just feel like the women's tag team titles are such an afterthought. So much so that I watch the shows and I can't even tell you what this feud really is about. Like, I could tell you how the teams are connected to each other and why it matters, like why it makes sense that they're in this thing. But I don't know. It was just like, oh, somebody ran interference in a match. And that's kind of it a few weeks ago. I also feel like this is a step down for Liv Morgan because she has done so much great work in the singles division, in the women's singles division, that she should be on the card either as champion or in a championship match on that front, and not whatever this is. And this is no disrespect to anybody involved. I just feel like the women's tag team titles are not booked very well, and Liv Morgan, I think, deserves better. There you go. How's that? I don't know how that story would work, but I just think she has worked very hard this year, and she deserves to be in a higher spot on the card. That's me. I think Liv and Raquel retain the titles, and then they keep doing whatever this weird Judgment Day stuff is. I've been over that for a little while too. So there is my disdain for this, but yeah, I think Liv deserves better. There you go. That's me. All right. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Look, I'm happy that AJ Styles gets a match on WrestleMania. I'm a big fan of his. You can't make me like Logan Paul. I will admit he's talented in the ring, and he is he just gets it, but he's not a likable person. He doesn't seem like a good person. And so it bothers me in a way that he gets also a spotlight at WrestleMania. It bothers me he's around at all. Like, if he wasn't around, I would be happier, I think. Yeah, how's that? But I think, is he going to go over? He's probably going over, right? I don't know, man. I think they're going to have a good match because I think Logan Paul, he figured it out. He's a talented athlete. And AJ Styles is one of the best to ever do it. So give me a good match here in the mid card. But I don't know, man. I hate Logan Paul. I'm just not. You're not going to make me like this guy. It's not going to happen. But I love AJ Styles. That guy's super talented. So I'm glad he's on the card. How about that? So we have a 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship as well. Braun Breaker defending against Penta, one of the best high flyers I think you're ever going to see, against Finn Balor. That guy is fantastic, and a guy who Matt and I have made fun of over the years in Dominic Mysterio, like this weird prison dom character. This weird, like, first he was this, white meat baby face tagging with his dad, like, all right, cool, and then he like this prison character thing was weird, but he turned like being a punching bag or being like a complete joke of a gimmick into an actual thing. And now he's become like a dude. He's become a dude, or at least a guy, right? So I don't know, man. I feel like this. So what was it, last year or the year? No, the year before. Last year we were there. So it wasn't that. The year before, the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not editing this, by the way. Was in a triple threat. It was Drew, Sheamus, and oh no. Who did it? We're going to look it up. Hold on. It was Gunther. It came to me as soon as I hit pause. So yeah, Gunther, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, WrestleMania 39 for the IC title was the match of the weekend for me that year. Should it have been? I don't know, but it was one of my favorite matches. It was fantastic. So I say that to hope that once again, the IC title, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, gets that spotlight again, and we have a really fun 4-way, which I think with these 4 guys, Braun Breaker is incredible, Penta is amazing, Finn Balor is awesome, and Dominic Mysterio has shown that he's not just Rey Mysterio's kid, right? He's not just this, happy to be here. This kid's good. He's got something. Whatever it is, I think he's got it. So I think this could steal the show on night 2 and maybe be like one of the sneakiest, most fun matches. Is that how you say that? Sneakily could be, Christ, one of the most fun matches of the weekend. Who wins? Does Dom win? Does Penta win? I don't know. Does Braun retain? That's the other thing. Like, this could go any of the 4 ways. And I think that's a good result. How's that? Is that a pick? No, but I don't know. Because then what do you do next? Does Braun go for the title next? If he drops this, does he go for the world title? Is he ready for that? I don't know. If he's not, then I think you keep the title on him. If he is, then okay, he ramps up for either a spring or a summer program with the champion. So if you think he's ready for that. If he's not, then I think you keep the title on him. So let me say, I don't think he's quite there yet for the world title. So let me say Braun retains and we get a nice longer run for him. So give me that. All right. We have a Sin City street fight. Of course, we got a gimmick match based on the town. It's in Vegas. So, of course, Sin City. There you go. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. I think this is going to be just hard-hitting, knock-em-out fun. And I think Damian Priest goes over. I like that Drew's whole thing is, I'm calling out nonsense. And instead of people showing me where I'm wrong, you're just complaining and then pulling some sneak attacks. And you're just like, oh man, Drew, what the heck, man? He's like, hey, tell me I'm wrong. Where's the lie? Right? And so Drew, I've been watching too much Minions with the boy. Drew has done great work. Damian Priest, I love that guy. He's really good. And I think, two former world champions, could they get back there at some point this year? I don't know. But I think this is going to be so much fun. And some people are saying like, oh man, this is a step down for them or like this. These two don't really mesh well. I disagree. I think they're going to have a really fun match. And so give me, who's going to go over? Does Drew go over or does Damian? Oh man. I feel like, and like all of my, does this person win? The next step has to be the world title. And I feel bad saying that because not everybody can go for the world title at the same time. But Drew's a guy who, if he loses, he could still go for the world title and you believe it. I don't think Damian's there yet. So I think Damian Priest will win this. Does that make sense? No? All right. Anyway, next song. Women's Championship Triple Threat. Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And this story, I feel like, Rhea Ripley lost to Io Sky. Or who did she lose to? Io Sky? Whatever. The story was Rhea wants a rematch for the title. Bianca won the Rumble. So she gets the match by virtue of winning the Rumble. And Rhea just bullied her way in. And I feel like the feud has kind of been for a while, or it was for a little while, Rhea and Bianca and Io Sky was kind of an afterthought. And also by association, the championship was an afterthought. And it felt weird. And then a few weeks ago, Io Sky, they played a video package where Io Sky was like, or no, it must have been when Bianca was the referee between Rhea and Io Sky on Raw, like 2 weeks ago. And Io Sky finally said, enough's enough. Like, this is my thing. I'm the champion, goddammit. And I'm going into WrestleMania as champion. Y'all forgetting about me. So I think, I don't know, I'd like to, do I think Io Sky retains and we get a continuation of the Rhea and Bianca feud? Because, hey, you cost me at WrestleMania. Yes, I do. And then who faces Io Sky next? I don't know. I don't even think they know. But I think Io Sky will retain. Will take advantage of a distracted whoever. I don't know who's going to take the pin. I feel like Bianca has to take the pin. I don't think Rhea is going to take the pin here. But I think Io Sky will retain via distraction in a way. Yeah. And then nobody looks bad that way. And you can continue Rhea versus Bianca building from this. So there you go. And finally, our main event on night 2. Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against John Cena. And I really wish that Matt and I could have done this because I feel like we would have had a lot of fun talking about John Cena turning his back on the WWE universe. And do they still call them that, by the way? I don't know. I remember they didn't want to call them fans for a while in like 2009 or whatever. They didn't want to call them fans, so they called them the WWE Universe. And they even made a message board in like 2010 called the WWE Universe. Like they made like forums. And this is even when forums were almost going out of style anyway. And then WWE jumped on the train late as always. They had that for a while. Do they still call them the Universe? I don't know. The Universe. They should just call them the Universe. Take the WWE part out of it. The Universe is here. What? Anyway, John Cena turned his back because he's like, oh, you guys have been cheering me for 2 decades and all this stuff. No, I say nay. God damn it. He's like, hey, if I win, I'm leaving with the title, which is fun. Like that could be fun. And then Cody like Gunther, the run's been missing something, right? I'm not saying it's been bad, but it's been maybe lackluster's even too strong. Like, because it hasn't been awful, but it's just kind of been like middle of the road, right? It's been kind of weird, right? I feel like maybe he hasn't had that landmark win, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something, but I just feel like it hasn't been, I don't know, maybe, well, no. So last year, I mentioned to Matt and to everyone on the show that Cody Rhodes, like we were going to be excited when he won, and we were, because we were there in person to see it happen, that we were going to be excited, but like he's not our favorite. He's just kind of there. And I feel like this title run has validated that opinion, right? Like he's just kind of been, like he's been okay. Hasn't been terrible, but it also hasn't been great. And I feel like this could have been I don't know, a lot more impactful. How about that? Does that make sense? No? Anyway, does he go? I like the story of Cena winning and leaving. I mean, we've seen that before where Punk, this would have been what, 2011? Yeah, right around when I was starting the live show, where his contract was up and he took the title on the left. Then we had 2 WWE champions, and that was fun. And I like that. I like that story. I like the story of John Cena, one of the best to ever do it in the lore of WWE. Maybe, even the whole lore of the industry, but let's focus in just on the lens of them, like one of their best, the guy who's been on top for 2 decades, which is unheard of, winning the championship and then leaving. Because that's what he said in a promo a couple weeks ago. Hey, if I, because this is his last year, like he's retiring whenever, the end of the year, I think. But he said, I think on Raw, like, hey, if I win the title at WrestleMania, I'm just going to go home then. I'm going to retire champion, and y'all can figure out what to do. And I like that story, so I'm going to pull for it. I don't know 100% if it's going to happen, but I like that story. And so I'm going to go John Cena wins and retires as champion. And then we get to crown a new champion. Maybe we get a new championship title. Maybe we get a new design. Oh, that would be fun. We get a new design and a tournament to, maybe we bring back King of the Ring. Because I was going to say you do it at SummerSlam, but that's 4 months from now. And I don't think you can go 4 months. Well, I mean, you could stretch out a tournament for 4 months if you include everybody, but that would be, I don't know, it's a lot of TV to do. Because now both main shows are 3 hours. And so that's a lot of TV to do a tournament for 4 months. So maybe they can't do that. But yeah, I like tournaments. And I think, maybe we bring back King of the Ring. And instead of just sitting there in your throne and not doing anything, you actually get to be the newly crowned WWE champion since John Cena took the title away. I like that. There you go. I just booked what I would like to see. How's that? Okay? Does that work for you? For anybody? No? Just for me? Okay. There you go. How's that? WrestleMania 41. It's, of course, different because last year we went, and that was one of the greatest things that I've ever been a part of, and I'm really thankful that we got to do it. We have no plans to go to Vegas. Sorry, everybody. No boots on the ground reporting from Las Vegas. But, it's been an interesting build, and we say this every year. Matt and I say this every year, where the card might not jump out and go, ooh, that's going to be great. But once the show starts, the matches will deliver. And that never fails, right? The matches will deliver. We're going to have a good time watching the show. We may not agree with the outcomes, but we're going to have a good time watching the show. And, even if the build wasn't spectacular, we're going to have fun. So there you go. There you go. We did it. That's like, 25 minutes or half hour of me previewing WrestleMania all by my lonesome, some wrestling show style when Brian was away. So there you go. Okay, we did hear from you also. I did have Matt Shaw send in a voice memo to give his picks and what he's excited for each night. And so let's hear from Matt.
What's up, Patty? How are you? I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it this year, but 9-0 was a great run, my friend. 9-0 was a good run. 9 years straight, but year 10, I'll give my picks real quick. I have the War Raiders over the New Day with help of Big E Langston, a returning healthy Big E Langston. I have Jacob Fatu over LA Knight for the United States Championship, get his singles career up and going. I have Jade Cargill going over Naomi in a well-built undercard match in the women's division. I have Rey Mysterio going over El Grande Americano to end the angle, unmask El Grande Americano to reveal Chad Gable, and in that angle, but have some fun along the way. I have Charlotte Flair going over Tiffany Stratton in an unusual build, but I see Tiffany chasing Charlotte for a little bit, maybe throughout the spring into the summer. I see Jey Uso going over Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. This build has gotten much better in the past couple weeks. Jey is incredibly over. I would love to see him get a championship win, although I'd be sad to see Gunther's reign end. I think they could have done a better job with his reign up until this point, but it is what it is. Jey goes over. I have Seth Rollins going over CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I think this is an opportunity for Seth Rollins to get a great shine, a great showcase in the main event, taking out his 2 arch nemesi over the past couple years and putting an end to that story, or those stories, I should say. I have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez retaining the Women's Championship over Lyra Valkyrie and Bayley. I have Braun Breaker retaining his Intercontinental Championship over Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor. I don't think they have much plans for Breaker at the moment, so I think keeping the Intercontinental Championship on him is important to keep him strong, and it's a fun showcase match for everybody. I see AJ Styles going over Logan Paul to reignite him and maybe give him a nice main event push after this angle's over. I see Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest having a great street fight, but Damian Priest will be the one to go over here as a strong babyface win in a Sin City street fight. I have Io Sky going over Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair to retain the Women's Championship. And I have Cody Rhodes going over John Cena in the main event, hopefully from the help of one Stone Cold Steve Austin, in what is sure to be an excellent main event. And overall, this is a really intriguing card. I think it'll be very strong. The build is not as strong as it was last year, but needless to say, it's always a spectacle, always a great time. Match quality is always fantastic, and I can't wait to watch it. Again, Patty, I'm sorry I couldn't make it this year. Definitely missed our chat, and I hope that all is well with you and your family, and I hope you have a wonderful WrestleMania weekend. Take care, buddy.
Thank you, my friend, because we cannot have WrestleMania on the Melting Pat without Matt Shaw. Thank you, good sir. And we also heard from Josh, so let's throw Josh, like where Josh is the afterthought. No, let's hear Josh's picks as well.
Oh, okay. All right. This is Josh, Florida. Here are my picks for WrestleMania. Night 1, I have the War Raiders to retain. I've got Rey Mysterio over El Grande Americano. I'm going to take Jade Cargill over Naomi. LA Knight's going to retain over Jacob Fatu. Tiffany Stratton's also going to retain over Charlotte Flair. Gunter's going to retain over Jey Uso. And I'm going to go CM Punk over Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Night 2, Liv and Raquel are going to retain. Actually, I take that back. Bayley and Lyra are going to beat Liv and Raquel. I got AJ Styles over Logan Paul. I see Finn Balor taking the IC. Drew McIntyre over Damian Priest. I think Rhea Ripley's going to take the Women's Championship, and Cody Rhodes is going to retain.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know why I could not say Josh's picks. I'm not sure what happened, but there you go. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. And I put up on my website, hey, send in your voice memos, make your picks, tell me what you're excited for. And my friend Chris did not follow those directions. And he sent it to me in text. And I don't have time to read all that, man. So because you didn't follow directions, you get the chatbot. So let's hear from that.
Night 1 picks, New Day, with help from outside Big E, Ray, Jade. I want LA Knight, but I think Fatu takes it. Charlotte, just to shuffle the women's division a bit. Jay is too over to not win this. Roman wins, mainly so Punk and Seth can clash at Backlash. Night 2 picks, Liv, Raquel. I don't think they make Lyra double champ. Logan, Penta has to take this, right? 2 over not to. Damien, Io retains. I think Rhea and Bianca will be too focused on each other, and Io will capitalize as a result. I think Cena wins and sets the record. Even if he loses right away at his next defense, he gets that history. Night 1, I'm excited to see the triple threat, mainly because of the real-life heat between Punk and Rollins. And Rollins is my favorite on the roster. And I agree with his issues with Punk from the start of he had his time. Get out of the way of the younger guys who are now top guys. Night 2. I think the IC 4-way should be a lot of fun. Mainly, so I'm not jumping on the top match of Cody Cena. Though I'm excited to see if heel Cena wrestles a different match.
That's from 11 Labs, by the way. And the reason I do that is, once again, to demonstrate to you, do not use AI for your podcasts. I know that I just did, but I'm proving a point. Because when you listen to that, there's no emotion there. And yeah, sure, like just reading names is not really emotional. But if I had read it, I'd be like, oh, he wants Ray to win. Oh, really? Ray's going to win? Get out of here. Oh, he wants Jade to win. Oh, I guess Jade could win. Blah. But instead, it's Ray, Jade. I think Seth is blah, blah, blah. So I want you to know, because I know that AI podcasts are a thing, and they should not be. And so that's more proof that you should do things on your own. But Pat, you didn't do it on your own. Yeah, that's because Chris didn't follow directions, and that's what you get. And look, I don't have time. I got to go back to work. I'm sorry. There you go. See, if you don't follow directions, that's what we're going to do now. So if I ask you a question for the show, and I say, send me your answers, and you send in more than one, or you send in the wrong thing, something unrelated, or if I say, send me a voicemail, and you send me a text, you're getting the chatbot. That's what we're doing. That's a new thing on the show to both punish you for not following directions and to show you that no matter how many times people try to push them on you, having AI having AI spit out your show is a bad idea. So there we go. WrestleMania 41. I'm excited. Of course I am. The card is not, the build has been interesting to say the least. And a couple things where, is this really a thing we want to see at WrestleMania? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I know that once the bells ring, the matches will be really good. We're going to have a lot of fun. And yeah, that's that. And I will say also one more thing is I don't read dirt sheets. I don't read what people are saying in interviews or what they're saying on podcasts or whatever. I don't read any of it. And I got to tell you, my enjoyment of wrestling as a whole has improved dramatically when I pay attention to nothing except what is on TV. And so I advise you, if you're getting caught up in some extra stuff, I advise you to do the same. Just don't do that anymore and just watch the shows. I promise you will enjoy them much more when you just take them for what they are, TV shows, and enjoy them that way. I promise all the behind the scenes stuff, you're not going to miss out. Just watch the shows. And if it's not important enough to be presented on TV, doesn't matter. There you go. That is our WrestleMania 41 preview, some wrestling show style. When Brian went away, just me. There we go. Thank you very much for being here. That's all. Also, thank you to the captain for another wonderful season of Flyers updates. And is that all? What else do we have? I don't know. We're going to go. And thanks to Matt Shaw for sending the voicemail. I missed you, buddy. Hopefully next year we can get it together and time will be on our side. And thank you, Josh, for sending your picks. Thank you to Chris, even though you did not follow directions. That's why you got the chatbot. That's why. You sit there and think about what you've done, sir. Thank you, my friend. You're a good guy, even though you maybe do that. Am I refuting now for SummerSlam? I think we are. Let's do that. There you go. That's our show. Let me go level this out and post it. I'm not editing. It's going to be great. I will take out one thing. I think I coughed. So we'll take that out. And then you're getting the unfiltered version of the show. Unfiltered. There you go. That's all. TheMeltingPat.com for more from me and all the things. Send a voicemail, 209-867-7638. Or on SpeakPipe, send your verbal critiques at me. I appreciate it. Thank you. You have a lovely day doing whatever it is that you do. We won't do G-Love. We'll just play my thing. And I'm working on, I think there are some extra episodes in the feed. I'm working on it. I had to re-upload some stuff because Spotify took them down. And I don't know how to fix it. I'm working on it, though. All right? We'll talk more about Spotify later. Maybe if not next week, then the week after. Okay? All right. There you go. We're good, right? Right. This has been an 8 Boylan production. Thank you so much. Enjoy WrestleMania. Enjoy, if you don't do WrestleMania, enjoy whatever it is you do. Have a lovely Easter celebration. Have a wonderful other things that you do. Just go have fun, okay? Until next time. Be safe. Thank a veteran. Pat, do it right. Okay. Till next time, my friends. Have fun. Be safe. Thank a veteran. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Get vaccinated and boosted when you can. I'm an auctioneer. And of course, tip your waitstaff and don't do anything I wouldn't do. That's all. Thanks for being here. We'll talk soon. You've been inside the Melting Pat. Go crap open a cold one.